And tell me, and for a lot of people to be great, you got to leave your city.
Yep.
For a lot of people to be great, homie, you got to leave your city because your city ain't going to let you be great. Nigga, they remember when you wasn't great. So they going to always try to remind you when you wasn't great. Your city gonna always try to remind you, man. I remember you was just old blue, man. You ain't Charleston white. They want to remind you when you were blue.
That's why rappers get killed in their hometown.
Yeah,
absolutely. I 100% believe that.
There's a scripture, homie, in the Bible that says a prophet has no honor. This is a biblical scripture that says a prophet has no honor in their own hometown. You're not welcome in your own home, especially if you're great. That's why great got to go to an out-of-state college. Got to get away from home. They will never see you great at home. Once you leave and come back, then they recognize the greatness. American black people have been conditioned, programmed, and trained to respond to what they feel emotionally. This group of black people is emotionally responsive. That's why they can't come together and plan and organize and strategize for a right kind of protest, because they do it out of emotion. They can't organize a new civil rights movement. They can't, because they emotionally respond. They're going to start arguing. They're going to start fighting, because that's what the media use to control black people, is to tap into their emotion. It's called evoke their emotions. They're not provoking their thoughts. They're evoking their emotions. So imagine, more people were mad at me about what I said than the actual who killed the babies.
I've seen demons in people. Have you ever looked at someone
and just saw their evil? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Especially when they drink or they're high on something.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's certain like that's why they call alcohol spirits.
Yeah.
Some people are too weak, and it opens them up, and you'll see in their eyes it's like a different person.
Yeah.
And like I've seen people, you know, I lived in the South, and you know, my neighbor where I grew up, it became very covered with meth everywhere. People were on meth, and you could see like their eyes, and they would do evil shit to each other. Like literally, it would change them into somebody else, like somebody I grew up with, and I would see them, and then all of a sudden you see them on that shit, and it's like a whole different person. And you could tell there's a spirit that's like in them.
How does that happen?
So it changes your consciousness. And that's why they call alcohol spirits. That goes from way back, because you're basically lowering your inhibition, changing your consciousness, and then they, you know, if you're very weak-minded especially, the spirit will use you and take over you, especially while you're on that substance.